The concept of behavior modification can seem complex, but in reality, a few simple tactics can be applied to almost any situation. With this basic understanding of behavior modification, you'll be able to manage a wide variety of behaviors, opening the door to more opportunities to share the message of Christ. Behavior modification is simply a way to determine the cause of behaviors and introduce reinforcements, both positive and negative, in order to promote more appropriate behaviors. During church programs, leaders won't be attempting behavior therapy or aiming to change behaviors in the long run. However, by preparing ourselves with a few behavior modification tools, we'll be better equipped to create environments where everyone can hear the gospel. There are a few things to understand as we get started. First, every behavior is a reaction to an experience. There is always a cause for a behavior. Imagine, for example, how someone might react if they suddenly realized there was a wasp in their car or a large spider crawling on their shoulder. When looking to modify a behavior such as kicking, hitting, biting, or whatever, look first for the trigger. Is it too loud? Are the lights too bright? Was the morning routine interrupted? By talking with the parents or caregivers, you can learn the most common triggers and the best ways to temper undesirable behavior. Another way to modify behavior is the use of reinforcement schedules. A reinforcement schedule is essentially a reward system. The reward will vary based by person, but should always be tailored to the individual and used consistently during the entire event. For example, if Chris loves to go outside, his reward schedule will revolve around outdoor time. One option is a countdown clock showing Chris when he can go outside. Perhaps for every minute he sits still for the Bible story, he has an additional minute of outdoor play. Or he's invited to hold a picture of someone playing outside when he is frustrated or overstimulated as a way to help him calm down. The trick is taking the time to find a reward schedule that works for each child. You can also help avoid overstimulation by limiting options to 2 or 3 choices, keeping the general noise level to a lower volume, setting firm boundaries and sticking to them, allowing sensory breaks in a quiet area, or by providing sensory fidget toys such as Play-Doh during high concentration times like the lesson or sermon. Another guideline is to help your friend clarify his or her message to you. In other words, provide language when your friend is unable to do so for him or herself. For example, you can say, "Susie, I see that you're frustrated. Can I help you?" Providing these language cues can alleviate a great deal of stress and will often modify behaviors relatively quickly. Here's some other tips for managing the most common situations you'll encounter. What do you do when someone in the classroom starts kicking, screaming, or biting? In this scenario, the person is most likely a danger to others as well as themselves. The first immediate step is to make sure that there is a distance between the person having the meltdown and their peers. Either remove others from the situation or distance the person having the meltdown. The next step is to seek help from another leader. To help the individual regain control, try to understand the trigger causing the meltdown. Use the techniques of behavior modification previously explained to find the answer and provide the child with what they need to calm down. Some options include reminding your friend of a reward that's coming, helping them move into a more sensory calming area with diminished lighting and noise levels. Consider applying a weighted blanket or offering a fidget toy. When it comes to violence, a first instinct may be to use physical restraints, but these should be used as a last resort and only by a trained leader. Always remain calm in these situations. A tense response will most likely agitate a greater response. Those who are considered runners usually participate in a specialized classroom. Look for ways to structure the classroom or outdoor setting with limited ways to escape. If someone runs from the classroom, go after them and invite someone to go with you. Having 2 people will help keep your friends safe and more easily return them to the classroom. Those exhibiting this behavior are likely running from or to something, so discovering the trigger is key. The person who runs often needs help with transitions. Provide visual schedules and make announcements before each transition. One-to-one pairing and hand-holding during transitions help minimize running. What if your friend refuses to sit down and participate in a scheduled activity? Remember to stay calm in situations where there is a lack of cooperation. A simple explanation of expectations may be needed. To help with the transition, try using first, then language. Tell your friend, first worship, then outside, so the child is aware of the following activity. If your friend is verbal, having them repeat the first, then phrase can help them better understand the transition. They may need help letting go of one activity and moving on to the next, so a countdown can be useful. And sometimes it's best to allow a friend to continue the activity they're enjoying. In most cases, finding the trigger issue can solve the problem. Meeting immediate needs and giving simple transitional cues will help prevent stressful situations. And remember, stay calm, use positive reinforcements, and most importantly, ask God to guide you to the key to each individual's heart. God loves them, and by taking steps to help promote appropriate behavior, we are reflecting His love for them. If you're looking for more specific training, you can visit johnnyandfriends.org/church.